fellow ink drinkers, and welcome back to the Blind Girls Book Talk podcast. My name is Aria.
And I'm Belle.
And we are two legally blind sisters who love reading and love books. And so what we've done is we've decided to make a show in order to talk about that. We talk about a wide variety of bookish topics, and that can range from bad retellings of stories, book-to-movie adaptation comparisons, buddy reads, recent reads, bookish challenges. Really, the list does go on and on. And today, what we are going to be talking about is actually we did our own kind of mini challenge, I guess you could call it, where essentially we tried to pick a book that we think the other person would like and have them read it and see if that was true. Now, caveat to this. Essentially, there was a book that I had picked for Belle that Belle has not yet read. However, there was another book that I had said, hey, Belle, I think you would like this. And that is the book she did end up reading. And, well, do you want to kick it off? Do you want to give the book that you read and your thoughts on it and all that jazz?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I read Fourth Wing. Spoiler alert, I DNF'd it. Sorry, not sorry. I liked it. I really did. It started off and I'm like, it's kind of slow. Like, I think it's just the writing style. I liked the characters. I liked the premise. I think it was just the writing.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm like, this is going... Like, something wasn't clicking with me to be like, oh my god, I love this. I don't know if it was just, it had to be a writing, which nothing against the author.
Right.
It's just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I love the characters. I love Violet. I relate to Violet. Although I am mad at Aria because before I read it, she read it and she was like, you'll like and click with the main character. And main character is short.
Mm-hmm.
She got a nasty text from me. That cannot be repeated to anyone ever. Yeah, was not too happy about that one. But, like, I don't know. Like, it just got real boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I know this is going to end on a cliffhanger. And I, like, actually called the ending because I'm like, they're bringing up too much stuff to make this not be this.
Mm-hmm.
I learned my lesson from stalking Jack the Ripper, and I was right, and I'm like, I don't want to end on this cliffhanger. And I was like, yeah, I'll read the second one. But I know the second one ends on a cliffhanger. And the third just came out. So I was like, okay, well, I'll wait to get the second, and then I'll get the third. And then I heard people talk about the third. And now I don't even want to touch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, spoilers do be spoiling.
Which I'm kind of glad, so I'm not wasting my money.
Well, yeah, and that's, yeah. I mean, I get that. Because the thing is like, it's one thing if you're, like, really vibing with a book and, like, you're absolutely in love with it. And so, like, the second you get a spoiler, it's just like, are you kidding me? It's another thing entirely when you're either, like, on the fence about a book or you're, like, not feeling it or... like, you kind of like it, but not really. Like, there are other things that, in some cases, like, spoilers are kind of helpful because it's like, okay, knowing that, do I want to go further? But again, like, I don't know. Everybody just likes to be spoiling out here. Like,
well, to be fair, nobody specifically told me these things. It's just, I eavesdrop. Well, I sat next to people who finished it, and they were complaining about it to each other.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see. And I told you Fourth Wing because I did, as Belle said, I did think that she would really like the characters. I thought she would like the premise. I thought she would like just, the action kind of aspects of it. There was a lot there that I was just like, okay, Belle will like this. Like, Belle will probably click with this way more than I clicked with this. And you did, but also then more books came out and you were just kind of like,
Again, the writing style, like, I always feel bad for saying that,
Mhm.
but, like, I think it's just, it has to be that because, like, I don't see any other reason why.
Yeah.
Because it is, like, kind of from Blood and Ash-esque. So,
Mhm.
like, and I did like Blood and Ash. I want to reread that.
Mhm.
But, so, like, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can get that because I don't know. Yeah, I can understand that cuz for me like I just didn't vibe with it and like kind of a little bit like you but also different cuz I was just like this is an interesting premise, like I will give you that. This is a cool, character. This is a cool world. Like I'm interested, but also I'm just kind of like meh.
I really do think it is the wording and the writing
Mhm.
of things because I'm just like thinking back to like the stuff of the book that I did read because I got pretty far
Mhm.
and I'm just kind of like I really liked it. Like it did have good ideas.
Mhm.
I liked the whole like training camp thing, like school. Like I did like that.
Mhm.
I liked the characters. I liked the idea of everything. I liked the dragons, but like it has to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah,
Like, there
I'm
are other authors that we read, and we're like, yeah, I can tell why. Like,
yeah.
can tell you why I'm not a fan. But, like, this one, I'm like, I can't tell you why.
Yeah, it's very hard to kind of put words to it cuz it really truly is like a vibe thing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a half win for me because like you did like it.
I did. I liked the premise. I liked the characters. I really did.
So, I take that as a half point victory for me.
Like, I hate to say this, but, like, I feel like the author kind of did the characters dirty.
Yeah, I mean, eh, who
Eh,
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't vibe with it. Like and that's as we've said before or as I've said before, I always feel bad when I don't vibe with like popular
Yeah, I
books.
feel really bad for, like, and I feel really bad for saying, like, that. But for me, I'm like, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't like, and again, she can do whatever she wants. She is the author. She has the characters. Like,
She has the control.
she
It's
has the
not up to
control.
us.
It's not up to us. But, like, I don't know if it's just, like, how she was, like, could be wishy-washy sometimes.
Well, and when we talked about Fourth Wing before, for me, there was just a lot of angst.
I
And
think that's what it is. There's a lot of that, but for me, it's coming off, like, because I've read books with angst.
yeah.
That is a big thing in dark romance, which I've read a lot of. So, like, I know my way around it, and, like, it wasn't even coming off as angst to me. It was literally wishy-washy.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, I think that's it.
Yeah.
To which case I'm then just fresh. Like, there are some good quotes in the book. It's a good book.
Yeah.
I see why people like it. I am not one of those people. And again, that's totally okay because I know, like, the series that I've been raving about for a hot minute, a criminology of autopsy of a fairy tale. I freaking love that series.
Not everybody's going
Not
to.
everybody's going to like that series, which
Yeah.
I totally understand. I'm waiting for that next book, just FYI. I just saw a post about it. She finished the draft of the next one,
Oh,
and it's coming out in March, and it is the biggest book she's ever wrote.
that's
And I'm
exciting.
so excited.
That's exciting.
Cover reveal coming soon.
That's exciting. But yeah, no, it's always weird when there's a popular book and you're just kind of like, I read it and I don't vibe with it. Like, I'm sorry. And it's not attacking anybody who likes it or attacking the author or anything like that. I just didn't vibe with it.
Again, I liked it. I just couldn't. It has to be the writing style. Which to each their own. I know people don't like my writing, so
That's fine.
it's fine. You have your own opinion.
That's fine. It is okay. It is okay for everybody to have their own opinions. And we're not coming after anybody. It's okay. It is okay. We are allowed to be different. It is okay.
Yes.
So now for mine. So
I tried with that one.
you did. So we had there was a new bookstore that had opened within walking distance of our house. And so we took an adventure one day and we went to this new bookstore. And it is a romance bookstore. Like, it only sells romance books. So, of course, we were just like, yeah, let's go. Like, let's go see what we've got. We went when it was kind of holiday season, and there wasn't like a whole lot of options. There was some things I was surprised to see in a copy of, like a physical copy of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we went, we got some books, and the book that I had picked for Belle, I actually originally had picked for Belle, I had gotten from there too, but it is a very big book, and Belle was like, no, I want to read Fourth Wing. So,
well, I said to somebody in school that I would read Fourth Wing. Like, that would be the first book I read after finals. So, like, I kind of had already made that promise.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to fly home with only a little backpack. So, like, I couldn't fit that, like, 800-page book.
Yeah, it's a big book.
It's a big book. So, yeah. And then we got down here for Christmas. And
Chaos.
So,
yeah. So the book that Belle picked for me was called Bloodguard, and it is by Ceci Robson. And so I got maybe halfway through the book, maybe 3/4 of the way. And I was vibing with it. Like, I really liked it. It was an interesting premise. There was a lot of like political intrigue. It was just an interesting read. Like, I was having a fun time with it because it is not something that I would normally pick up. And then a major plot point happened, which I was not mentally prepared for. And it got to the point where, like, you know, when something really, really bad happens in a book and you're just like, I don't see how you recover from this. Like, there's no way to recover from this. Like, what in the actual heck? Like, it's kind of like the author goes scorched earth. And I was just like, I don't even understand what just happened. I'm struggling to process this. I don't want to read this anymore. I just don't. And so, yeah, I probably missed out on some really epic, like, ending or conclusion. Like, I'm sure I did, but I just reached the point where I was like, I am so not here for this. Like, I'm just done. And so I DNF'd it. And I feel bad because I was vibing with it. I was enjoying it. It just...
I mean, I saw some really good things about it online. So I was like, oh, yeah, this could be good.
Yeah. And this kind of goes with, like, in a weird way, it ties back to me to the Book of Azrael in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, everybody sang the praises of the Book of Azrael. And, like, for me, I do not get the hype behind that book. I really don't. There was nothing there that I was just like, this is a super compelling story to me. Like, will I say for the Book of Azrael, it does have a very interesting portrayal of, like, some mental health issues and like PTSD and maybe like depression kind of stuff, yes, I will give it credit for that. Credit where credit is due. It does have a very interesting portrayal of that. But like for me, I don't know. I wasn't vibing with that book. To then take and go to Bloodguard, where it's just kind of like you have the intrigue, you do have some like mental health things, you have greater commentary on like certain things. Like there was a lot of things that this book was saying that I was just kind of like, okay, like I'm here, I'm listening to you. And then it gets to the point where I stopped and I'm just like, I don't wanna, like, I just can't, because it was a lot. And if anybody has read the book, you probably know what part I'm talking about. Like, just from how like from how vague I'm being, you will still probably know the absolute insanity that I'm talking about, that would just be like, oh yeah, like that would make sense. Like I was not prepared for that. Like I should have been, but like I was not. And I'm just like, I'm done with this. Like I don't want to continue. Like I'm just done and sad. So like I also give you like a half point for choosing a book that you would think that I like, because I did like it for like most of it until I didn't anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very interesting though to kind of choose a book that we think the other would like, because we've tried to do this before to no avail.
Yeah.
So, we tried again and like it kind of worked. But
I think like we need more of a selection for this to work.
yeah,
It did not have much.
no. We need to go to like one of like the mega stores. Essentially, like we need to go somewhere to like the Strand or somewhere where like there's just miles and miles of books that we can choose from.
Yeah.
And hope for the best and see what we get. Because like even when we tried to do this before in like a well-stocked, like kind of big Barnes and Noble, it still wasn't like it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We might try this again in the future, because I mean this was fun to do.
It was. I think we need to like pick a section
Mm-hmm.
of like and just go that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that it's kind of like, okay, you can only look in this section and like that's it. And I think that might help a little, but
We'll play around and see what we can do next time.
we'll try. I mean, we'll try it, because I mean, a lot of times we'll end up getting these books anyway. So
Sure.
like, what more is there?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, that's about all that we have for this episode. Sorry, it is a little bit of a shorter episode, but there's only so much you can talk about without really going into spoiler territory, which we try not to do if we can help it.
Yeah, and I'm tired, so.
Well, yeah, that too. It's been a long day. And it's only 1:30.
Well, I can take a little nap.
So, that being said, we want to thank you for coming along as we talked about picking books that we think the other person would like. Of course, if you like this episode, if you like what you've been listening to, please consider following the podcast and sharing the episode with your friends. It really would help us to grow the show, and we would appreciate the support those actions would give. And hey, if you just want to leave a review, that would be totally okay too. And then next time, again, we don't know what we're going to be talking about. The schedule does not exist. There is no schedule at the moment. We're still trying to figure out kind of what we're going to do. And we've not been doing well on that score. Well, I've not been doing well on that score. So, that being said, thank you again so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!